outside, it was dark and raining. But this was no surprise. It had been raining for 2 weeks straight. Not a constant deluge, but a light drizzle with intermittent showers, interrupted by the occasional downpour. At least that's what the weatherman said. Right now, it was a downpour. Small rivulets of rainwater flowed down the window beside me, converging near the bottom before disappearing from view. The weather fit my mood perfectly. I looked out to the ugly rose-colored building across the street and took another drag. My flat was on the second floor, and the light in the front window was still on. Of all the screwed-up things I've seen, this one beat 'em all. There was a dead man in my front room, and I had no idea how he got there.
Hi, everyone. I'm Adam Barr, audiobook narrator. Welcome back to the Booth of Truth. The booth, of course, is my audio booth, and the truth is the author's truth. This is where I collaborate with authors to bring their characters off the page and into stories to be told out loud. And as we always say here at the Booth of Truth, what I'm offering here is not voice acting instruction, but instead one voice actor's insights into the approach to characters, plot, and all the elements that go into making a good audiobook. What you just heard was in the early stages of Missing, a Mason Gray case, a great mystery thriller by Chris Markham. Our hero, Mason Gray, who likes to just go by Gray, is a smart, savvy, tough private investigator steeped in the grit of the mean streets of Chicago. And based on how he sounds and what you just heard, he's a noir trope, right? Not so fast. Your modern noir detective is much more multifaceted than that. And let's remember the subtitle to this book, a hard-boiled thriller with a supernatural twist. What is Gray getting into that is supernatural and twisty? Let's have a listen.
The respite didn't last long. Fractured images of fanged monsters lurking in the darkness swam through my dreams, shattering and reforming like a macabre stained glass kaleidoscope. Then I was gliding soundlessly above downtown Chicago, like in the establishing shot of some summer blockbuster. I saw in an otherworldly spectrum not the twinkling whites and yellows of artificial lighting that suffuse an urban landscape, but writhing ribbons and knots of blue and red energy. They seemed somehow significant, but their meaning eluded me. The vision faded and was replaced with my own grizzled image floating before me. I reached out and touched the smooth surface of a mirror. For a moment, all I could see in the reflection was my bruised and battered face. But soon ghostly impressions of buildings materialized behind me. I glanced over my shoulder and saw only darkness, but the silhouettes in the mirror remained. There was no color to them, just mottled shades of gray that shifted and shimmered. I reached out again, and this time the surface of the mirror gave way, rippling beneath my touch. The shadowy figures walking the streets behind my reflection paused and turned featureless faces toward me. Something about this disturbed me, stirred my consciousness. I began to hear muffled voices. The darkness around me lightened, and the mirror shattered. I woke up in the hospital, with a heart monitor beeping rhythmically by my shoulder. Everything hurt. My face felt swollen, and only a trickle of air wheezed through my nose.
Okay. This is maybe something a little different than the typical mid-detective novel getting beat up by 3 thugs from the villain's place. What has Gray gotten into? Well, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but that supernatural twist part, naturally, has a lot to do with it. So what do you do when you have a character like this who has kind of a comfort level of something that's known, the noir detective voice and manner and speech and the cases he gets, plus something a little bit different? Well, I see it kind of as my favorite ice cream with a topping I've never tried, and discovering that they're really, really good together. There's no reason to give up what was, but you might as well enjoy this new element as well. And so you kind of got to let Gray be a modern Chicago PI, which means he's nice to the stray cat who hangs out behind his office. And also he has a favorite Thai place where he goes for lunch really often. Maybe not the kind of stuff that Sam Spade would have done, but hey, it's 2000 and something. Mason Gray is a cool guy. The book is Missing, a Mason Gray case by Chris Markham. It's available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. Witty, well-paced writing, great plot, well handled by Chris Markham. Make sure you check it out. I'm Adam Barr. This has been The Booth of Truth. Thanks for listening.